Hello everyone, and welcome to the tutorial for the rapid home test kit of chlamydia. Today we're going to illustrate to you how the test is carried out and show you the content of the kit, explain what the different parts are, and from that show you or give you instructions basically on how to carry out the test. We're going to start up by showing you the package. It'll arrive in an anonymous envelope like this one, and inside you'll find the test kit itself. So we'll start up by opening this. Take that one out. Let's see. Alright, so let's see here. Alright, so first of all, it'll arrive with an instructional sheet. You'll have the mixing tube. You'll have what is called the buffer A and the buffer B. Then you'll have two swabs that will look like this. And then, of course, the test cassette itself. Alright, so what I'll proceed by doing is to open the test cassette, the pouch, tear that open like this. I'll take the test cassette out, and I'll get, well, actually there's one more part here. Inside of the pouch you'll also find the dropper, which looks like this. That's the one you'll use to draw buffer A, or to draw liquid out of buffer A and buffer B, and then insert into the sample well. I'm going to show you how everything is carried out. Alright, so we got all the parts. The dropper, the test cassette, the buffer A, buffer B, the two swabs, and the mixing tube. That's all we'll need. Alright, so what I'll proceed by doing is to open one of the packages of the swab. I'll tear that open like this. That's the one we'll use for the test. Now, as I'm gonna illustrate to you with a couple photos later on, the procedure for both males and females are the same, but the test will arrive with two swabs. Now, the female patient will have to use both swabs. Only one will be necessary for the male. That is when you collect the specimen, and I'll show you that in detail later on. So what I'll start up by doing is to remove the cap from the mixing tube. Then I'll take buffer A, open the cap, and I'll draw about 8 to 9 drops of buffer A out of the container. I'll just cap the tube first and put that back. Okay, so I'll insert 8 to 9 drops here into the mixing well. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. Now we're done with that. Okay, so I got the mixing tube now. There's a little bit left in here, so I'll just put that back. Okay, so we're done with that. Now, the next part, this is where we really have to pay attention to do this correctly. Now, for the male patient, you'll use the swab to collect the specimen. What you do, and as I'm going to illustrate to you now in this photo, is that you insert the swab into the urethra of the penis. That is the opening of the penis, and you let it stay in there for about 30 seconds. What you do is that you carefully you carefully twitch the swab just to dislodge the epithelial cells on the inside of the urethral wall. Then you take it out. As I said, you only have to use one swab. Now for the female patient, what you have to do is that use the first swab to remove any discharges from the vaginal tract. That is to basically to clean it before you stick the second swab in. Then you use the second swab and you insert it in the vaginal opening, and it's the same procedure here. You use the swab to dislodge the epithelial cells on the inside of the vaginal tract. And now for both males and females, you have to be very careful so that you don't hit any external surfaces when you take it out. That is so that you don't contaminate the specimen. I have collected my own specimen. It wouldn't be appropriate for you guys to see that, so I haven't put that out here on YouTube. But I've collected my own specimen, and I'll not put that into the mixing well of the extraction tube. So I'll mix that up with buffer A, like this. And as you can see, since I'm a male, I don't have to use the second swab, so I'll just leave that one untouched. Now the next step is to use the buffer B. Just make some space here. I'll just remove this one, make it easier. Let's see here. So I'll remove the cap of buffer B. I'll draw 9 drops out of buffer B. And I'll put that into the sample wall. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looking good so far. There we go. Now we're done with both buffer A and buffer B, so I'll just remove those two. Make this easier. We'll still need a dropper. Now I'll let these liquids mix up. Now when you remove the swab after you've mixed the liquids for a while, when you remove the swab, try to squeeze the swab towards the wall of the extraction tube so that so as much liquid as possible comes out. Like this. Alright, so I'm done with the swab and I'll just dispose of that. There we go. Next thing I'll do is that I'll put the cap back on to the extraction tube and I'll shake it for a little while. Like this. Oh, this should be enough. And now I'll use the micropipette, the dropper, to draw out. What you need is 4 drops of this. Only 4 drops. That's all we need. Okay, so I got 4 drops. Now I'm done with that. I'll put the cap back on and dispose of the mixing tube as well. So 4 drops, that's all we'll need. I'll insert that into the sample well. That's 1, 2, 3, and then 4. There we go. That's all we'll need. So now we have to wait about 10 minutes before the result shows up. In the meanwhile, I'll explain to you on the cassette and what the different parts are. As you can see here, there's a C. That stands for the control line. Now, if one line shows up next to the C, that's good news. That means that the test works, and after all, that's what we want. So if one line shows up, that's a good sign. Now, if I'm to be tested positive for chlamydia, then 2 lines will show up. One next to the T on your right side here, and one next to the C. So we'll wait a little bit and we'll see how it comes out. It's also important that you do not read the results after 30 minutes. Chlamydia is a disease that cannot be left untreated. If you use our test kits and it comes out with a positive result, it is very, very, very important that you seek out professional medical advice. So we're not going to have you watch this whole thing, so we're going to forward here a little bit, and we're going to forward 10 minutes here. So as you can see here, only one line showed up next to the C. That means I'm chlamydia negative. Now, if you performed this test the way that I explained to you and 2 lines showed up, that would have meant that you have chlamydia, and as I said, you have to go and see a doctor.